Get away from me.
That's Ruth Madoff, the wife of notorious Wall Street swindler Bernie Madoff, convicted of stealing billions from investors. Many of his victims are getting restitution, and we wanted to get Ruth's reaction.
You want to say anything, Mrs. Madoff, to your husband's victims? They're receiving compensation now. What do you have to say? You happy? You enjoy it?
My intention was not to upset Mrs. Madoff, but she definitely wasn't happy to see me. But before the cameras were rolling, she actually started swinging at me. We turned the cameras on and continued asking her the questions. Flat out refused to answer and was visibly annoyed.
Seriously, Mrs. Madoff, you're going to attack me? After your husband ran a $65 billion Ponzi scheme. I'm just saying what you think of the victims finally getting some money back. And you start swinging your bag at me? Do you still talk to Mr. Madoff?
Ruth is paying a reported $3,000 a month for this 2-bedroom apartment in Old Greenwich, Connecticut, 35 miles and a galaxy away from the lavish Upper East Side where she and Bernie lived large before he traded his penthouse for the penitentiary.
I don't see a wedding ring on. Are you still married to him?
Ruth was never charged in connection with her husband's fraud. Ruth still has a nice place to live. She was allowed to keep $2.5 million from her husband's ill-gotten gains, but the feds took the rest away, and money confiscated from his crimes is being used to pay back victims. Bernie will live the rest of his life behind bars with a 150-year sentence. Ruth, forever imprisoned by their infamy.